Motherfucker.
Hold on, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
People that are in those training rooms with him know how good
Because he just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He just, to me, I thought he was a con artist, just based off his look.
They're edgy.
Holy shit! What the hell just happened?
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Friday, October 22nd, 2021. Got a pretty good slate of games today to talk about on this Friday. Got some NBA games. I think there's one college football game. Got one NBA, one in Major League Baseball playoff game. So we have quite a bit to cover this morning. Give me 1 second here. All right. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Easy Money, a sports betting show. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, with Easy Money, a sports betting show, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We're also live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports Room. Make sure you check that out as well. You can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, and GSR Gonzo Sports Room in podcast form on Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post everything about all of our shows. We post our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show on there as well. So make sure you follow us on social media so you don't miss anything that's going on. Also, check out our YouTube page. We got a lot of content on there as well. If you're a pro wrestling fan, we have a couple full pro wrestling shows that we actually broadcasted live at. The last one was that had Rikishi, had WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi, had WWE legend The Boogeyman, WWE legend Head Shrinker Samu was there. It was a great show. On that point, don't forget, today, 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to air great conversation we had earlier this week with the right pro wrestler, the right hand of God, Sam Knight. He's been in the business 17 years. It's an awesome conversation. Personally, I think it's one of the better interviews right up there is one of the best interviews that we've done. So make sure you check that out today at 1. You don't want to miss that. But all right, let's jump into some games and get this show on the road here. Why don't we? All right. We'll start out in the NBA. NBA for tonight. All right, first game, Charlotte Hornets at the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Hornets are 2.5-point favorites. They're minus 144 on the money line. The Cavs are plus 122 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 225 and a half. The Hornets are 1-0. Cleveland is 0-1. LaMelo Ball had a hell of an opening game. Hornets beat the Pacers by like 2 points in the opening. LaMelo Ball was 7 from 9 for 3-point range, Gordon Hayward had a hell of a game too. He had 27 points. They were able to squeak out a comeback victory. They were down by 23 points at one time in that game. Pacers fell apart in the second half or in the fourth quarter, like pretty much like they did last year. Hopefully they can get better at that. We got a new coach. We're hoping to see some more progress there. I like the Hornets here tonight at the minus 2.5, even though they're on the road. Cleveland struggles. Cleveland had 7, but they did have 7 players in double digits in their season opener, so that's good for them. Evan Mobley had a nice NBA debut, had 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. So I do think Cleveland is better than what they are going to be better this year than what they have been the last couple years. But I like the Hornets here. I'd actually take the Hornets on the money line at the minus 144, not give up any points. Next game in the NBA, you have the New York Knicks at the Orlando Magic. Knicks are 8-point favorites on the road, minus 330 on the money line. Orlando's plus 270 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 213. I like the Knicks here. Orlando last year got rid of a lot of their players. I think Orlando's in rebuild mode still this year. Knicks have a pretty solid team. Man, 8 points. 8 points can be a lot of points. So I would lean toward the Knicks at the minus the 8, and I would lean toward the under the 213. Then you have the Indiana Pacers at the Washington Wizards. Wizards are half a point favorites, minus 110 on the money line. Pacers are minus 106 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 228. Pacers gave up 115 points. Is what they averaged giving up last year. The Wizards averaged giving up 118 points last year, which was worse in the league. Pacers was like 5th worst in the league. So neither one of these defense have had great, or these teams have had great defenses last year. They could put up points, but they couldn't stop the other team from scoring. The Pacers lost their first game to the Hornets by like 2 points. Wizards beat the Raptors in their opening game, and defense looked impressive. Raptors couldn't get nothing going against the Wizards defense. But I'm a big Pacer fan. I'm not going to bet against the Pacers. I don't know if I'll take this game or not on my picks tonight, but if I was going to, I lean toward the Indiana Pacers at the minus 106 on the money line. Then you have the Toronto Raptors at the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are 7-point favorites, minus 290 on the money line. Raptors are plus 235 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 218. The Raptors lost their first game to Washington by 15 points. Couldn't get nothing going offensively. The Celtics lost to the Knicks in overtime, which was a crazy game, especially there at the end. The Celtics made a hell of a comeback right at the end of the game to force overtime. I like the Celtics here. Minus the 7 points. Next game, you have the Brooklyn Nets at the 76ers. The Nets are 3.5-point favorites on the road. They're minus 156 on the money line. 76ers are plus 132 on the money line. Over-under for this game is at 226. Nets are playing without Irving, which I don't know if he'll be back at all this year. Sixers played their first game without Simmons after he was suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. I like the Nets here on the road. They still have KD and they still have Harden, and they have Harris. Nets still have a lot of pieces. The Sixers are not a bad team either, but I like Brooklyn here at the. I don't know if I'd want to give up 3.5 points. I'd wait a little bit and see if that drops down to 3, where you're not giving up that hook. But I would lean toward taking the Nets at the minus 156 on the money line. You got the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are 3-point favorites. They're minus 148 on the money line. OKC is plus 126 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 221. Thunder's best player right now is Gilchrist Alexander. The Rockets lost by 18 points to Minnesota. I'm going to lean toward the Thunder here at the plus 3. I think it's going to be a real close game, but I think the Thunder could definitely win this game. Pelicans at the Bulls. Bulls are 6-point favorites. They're minus 240 on the money line. The Pelicans are plus 198 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 221. I like the Bulls here. The Bulls added DeRozan. They tried to get better. They still have Levine. They added Lonzo Ball, which Lonzo Ball's not terrible, but he's not as good as he got built up coming into the league. The Pelicans, I don't know. They just haven't put together like I thought they would. I would lean toward the Bulls here at the -6 on the spread. Spurs Nuggets. Nuggets are 7.5-point favorites. They're -320 on the money line. Spurs are +250 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 220.5. I like the Nuggets here. Nuggets are just a better team. Spurs aren't a very good team right now. I know they have Popovich as coach, but Nuggets with Jokic and Murray and Porter, just the weapons they have. I like the Nuggets here at the -7.5, and I like the under the 220.5 on this game. Utah Jazz at the Sacramento Kings. The Jazz are 6.5-point favorites, -260 on the money line. The Kings are +215 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 227. I like the Jazz here. I don't think the Kings will be able to keep up with the Jazz's scoring, even though the Jazz are on the road. But I lean toward the Jazz at the -6.5 on the spread here. Suns at Lakers. This should be a fun one to watch tonight. Lakers are 1-point favorites at home. They're -116 on the money line. The Suns are -102 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 220.5. Lakers lost their first game to the Golden State Warriors. Suns won their first game. I do not remember who they played that game. That's my fault. But I lean toward the Suns here as 1-point underdogs on the road. And I also like the over 220.5. Both these teams can score points. That's all the NBA games for tonight. We will. So let's move on to Major League Baseball for tonight. American League Championship Series. You have the Boston Red Sox at the Houston Astros as the Houston Astros try to close out the Red Sox tonight and advance to the World Series. All right. Red Sox are -1.5 on the run line, -102 money line. The Astros are -116 money line. Over under for this game is set at 9. You have Eovaldi on the mound for the Red Sox, Garcia on the mound for the Astros. Eovaldi's was 11-9 with a 3.75 ERA in the regular season this year. Eovaldi needs to go at least 6 solid innings, maybe even 7 would be great. Red Sox bullpen's a little taxed because yesterday's game, they had to use like 5 or 6 pitchers out of the bullpen. So they need a deep start from Eovaldi today if they're going to win this game. Garcia's on the mound for the Astros. He was 11-8 with a 3.30 ERA in the regular season. The Astros have a rested bullpen. They've scored a combined 18 runs in their last 2 wins. I lean toward the Astros here at the -116 on the money line. They're at home. Their offense has been hot. Boston just ain't been able to find the bats. So I lean toward the Astros at the -116 on the money line to close out the series today. I think that is the only – that's the only Major League Baseball game today. Tomorrow, you have the Dodgers at the Braves. Scherzer's going to be on the mound for the Dodgers. Anderson on the mound for the Braves. Dodgers are -1.5 on the run line, -176 money line. Braves are +148 dogs at home. Over under for this game is at 8. Dodgers scored a bunch of runs last night to beat the Braves. This is going to should be a good game. I lean toward the Dodgers with Scherzer on the mound. I think they have the advantage pitching advantage there with Anderson on the mound for the Braves. I lean toward the Dodgers at the minus 176 on the money line for tomorrow night's National League Championship Series game. All right, let's look at college football real quick, and then we'll jump into some NFL talk. We'll have our official college football picks will be on our social media by tomorrow, either late tonight or tomorrow morning around 9 in the morning. And the same thing with our NFL picks. We'll have those up either late Saturday night or around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. See if there's any. I think there's a couple football games tonight. There's usually a few on Friday. I remember looking at them last night. I think there was 3, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Middle Tennessee at Connecticut tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. Middle Tennessee is 14.5-point favorites over Connecticut, minus 750 on the money line. Over-under is 55.5. Connecticut's terrible football team right now. I would lean toward, this ain't a game I'm going to bet, but I would lean toward the Middle Tennessee at the minus 14.5. Memphis at UCF tonight. This is going to be, I think, going to be potential to be a good game. Memphis is minus 1.5. Or minus 1.5 point favorites. Minus 130 on the money line. UCF's plus 106 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 65.5. I lean toward Memphis here at home or on the road at the minus 130 on the money line. Colorado State at Utah State. Colorado State are 2.5 point favorites. They're minus 150 on the money line. Utah State is plus 122 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 58.5. I would lean. I actually like I like Colorado State here is who I would lean toward at the minus 150 on the money line. Then you have Washington at Arizona. Washington's 17.5 point favorites. Over under is 45.5. Arizona is just not a good team. I look for Washington to win that game as well. That's the only college games for tonight. Look ahead to tomorrow at a few of the games tomorrow. Northwestern at Michigan. Michigan is 23.5 point favorites. I lean toward Michigan there. I don't know if I would lay 23.5. Illinois at Penn State. Penn State's 23.5 point favorites there as well. Don't think I would. I don't know if I. Man, Penn State's good, but 23.5 points is a lot to lay. I do like the over to 45.5 in this game, though. Northern Illinois is at Central Michigan. Central Michigan is 4.5 point favorites. So I like Central Michigan at home there. Wake Forest and Army. Let's see who else. Oklahoma, Kansas. There's not a whole lot of big matchups this weekend in college football. Wisconsin at Purdue. Wisconsin's 3.5 point favorites. Purdue's coming off a big win, upsetting Iowa last weekend. I'm actually going to lean toward Purdue here at home as home dogs at the plus 144. Ball State is 4.5 point favorites against Miami, Ohio. Ball State is our hometown college. I like Ball State at the as 4.5 point favorites at home against Miami of Ohio. So there's some good games, but none of the big marquee matchups like we had last week. LSU at Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss here at the minus 8.5. Oregon at UCLA. This could be a good game. I'm going to favor UCLA at the minus as 1.5 point favorites. Temple. Like I said, we'll put out our official picks on our social media accounts either later tonight or by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. But let's move over and let's talk a little bit of NFL real quick before I get to my picks of the day. All right, NFL Sunday, 1 o'clock. You got Bengals at Ravens. Ravens are 6.5 point favorites at home. They're minus 270 on the money line. Bengals are plus 220 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 46.5. I like the Ravens here. Ravens have been hot ever since about 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter against the Colts a couple weeks ago. Their offense and defense have just been hot. They flat rolled over the Chargers last week. Just don't get me wrong. I think this is going to be a good game. 6.5, man, is quite a few points against the Bengals, but I'll lean toward the Ravens here. It's a minus 6.5. You got the Panthers against the Giants. Panthers are 3-point favorites on the road, minus 156 on the money line. The Giants are plus 132 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 43. I favor the Panthers here because I think the Giants are still going to have a lot of guys out with injuries. Panthers are still missing Christian McCaffrey here. But I would lean toward the Panthers at the -3 or at the minus 156 on the money line. Washington football team at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are 7.5-point favorites at home, minus 390 on the money line. Washington football team is plus 310 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 48.5. I like the Packers here. I'd like to see this number go down to 7-0 instead of having the hook at 7.5. I'd probably wait, see if this game changes a little, going closer to game time. But you are chancing that it could go up. Washington football's team's defense just hasn't played near as good as they have last year. I like the Packers here. I'd like to get that at least 7-0. Chiefs Titans. I think this is going to be a good game. I actually lean toward the Chiefs, or not the Chiefs. Lean toward the Titans at home. The Chiefs are 4.5-point favorites on the road, but I lean toward the Titans here at the plus 4.5 at home as home dogs. Because the Chiefs' defense is terrible. I think Derrick Henry is going to run the ball all over them. Falcons Dolphins. Falcons are 2.5-point favorites on the road. This is a game I'm staying away from just because both these teams have looked terrible. But I mean, if you're looking for a home dog to bet, Dolphins could be that home dog to bet because neither one of these. I mean, I can see this being a close game. Jets at the Patriots. Patriots are 7-point favorites at home, minus 300 on the money line, plus 245. Jets are plus 245 on the money line. I like the Patriots here. Jets just haven't looked good, and Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks usually doesn't go well for the rookie quarterbacks. Lions and Rams. Rams are 16.5-point favorites. I don't see that game being close. Eagles Raiders. This could be I could see this being a real good game. I favor the Raiders as 3-point favorites at home. They're minus 146 on the money line, so you could take them either way here. I just don't think the Eagles' offense is going to be able to keep up with the Raiders' offense. Bears Bucks. I look for Tampa. Tampa Bay's 12.5-point favorites. I look for Tampa Bay to roll in this game. I like Tampa Bay with the laying 12.5 at home. Cardinals are laying 17.5 at home against the Houston Texans. Cardinals have looked tough. 17.5 is a lot of points, though. But I would lean toward the Cardinals here, even giving up to 17.5. Sunday night you have the Colts at the 49ers. The 49ers are 4.5-point favorites at home. They're on minus 210 on the money line. Colts are plus 180 on the money line. Over under is 44. I like the Colts here as getting the 4.5 points. Colts could very easily be 4-2. Wentz has been playing well. 49ers are getting Garoppolo back, but if the Colts do lose this game, I see it being by like a field goal. So I like the Colts plus the 4.5. And then on Monday night, we have the New Orleans Saints at the Seattle Seahawks. Saints are 4.5-point favorites on the road. I lean toward the Saints here, even though I don't think the Saints are a great team, but I just don't trust Geno Smith at quarterback for Seattle while Russell Westbrook is out. So for that reason, I would lean toward the Saints laying the 4.5 points. But all right, before we get to my picks of the day, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. You don't want to miss out. Hey, come make some money. Also, we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports Room. It's our sports talk show. Come join us for that. Usually 2 or 3 of us in here, and it's a pretty entertaining time. Also, don't forget today at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to air an interview that we've recorded a couple days ago with the right hand of God, Sam Knight. He's a pro wrestler, been in the business for like 17 years. It was a great conversation. I think it was one of the best interviews that we've done, so don't miss out on that. Don't forget, you can find Easy Money, a sports betting show, and GSR Gonzo Sports Room in podcast form on Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Follow us on social media. That's where we post everything at. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. We post all of our daily picks for Easy Money, a sports betting show on there as well. So make sure you follow us there. Check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. We also have a donation page at that same link. If you'd like to donate to the show to help the show grow, we'd appreciate that as well. All right, let's get to my picks of the day. I'm going to take, in Major League Baseball tonight, I'm going to take the Houston Astros. I'm going to take the Houston Astros money line at the -116. At least that's what it is on FanDuel right now. Then I'm going to take the Charlotte Hornets. Okay. We'll take the Astros money line. Then I'm going to take. Hold on just 1 second, because I don't know what this is doing. Yeah. Then I'm taking the Hornets money line, Pacers money line, and the Boston Celtics money line. And then in college football tonight, I like Memphis. I think it was -3. Let me double check real quick, make sure what the spread is on that before I. No, Memphis -1.5. Memphis -1.5. You get that at -115, or you can get like Memphis -1.5. So my picks for today are the Astros money line, the Charlotte Hornets money line, the Indiana Pacers money line, the Boston Celtics money line, and in college football, Memphis -1.5 over UCF. All right, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. Don't forget, we're live 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Come join us. We're also live at 1 p.m. Eastern with GSR Gonzo Sports Room Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we'll see you guys at 1 o'clock for that today. Don't forget, big interview with Sam Knight is going to air today, so make sure you check that out. Before we get out of here, we will be live Sunday night for a live watch-along in reaction to Sunday Night Football, Colts and the 49ers. So come join us for that. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Gonzo Sports Room. That way you don't miss anything. It's where we post all the announcements for our shows. Everything gets posted there. Appreciate everybody joining us today. Hope to see you guys at 1 o'clock for GSR and the release of the Sam Knight interview. If not, we will see you guys. We won't be live. We won't be live tomorrow, so it'd be Sunday night. We'll see you guys Sunday night. Our picks for our college football picks will be out either later tonight or by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And the same thing with our NFL picks. They'll be out by 9 a.m. Sunday morning. If we don't see you Sunday night for the football game, we hope to see you guys Monday morning for Easy Money, a sports betting show. Come join us. We're giving out winners. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay safe. Peace.